standard language is
Yes,
not
sir.
used every minute, so.
All right. Thank you for that.
Your Honor, if I could just add one more thing. I've asked him multiple times to paint us some information that would show how this all started, and he's refused over a period of months. He's told me to my face that he's not going to subpoena the information, and that if I try, he said later on, you're just going to have to file an appeal. But I'm not, for the same reason that the neighbor that was next door to us, the mayor, the one who robbed the bank, there was on record, that she was saying that me and Rochelle both were great neighbors, and I don't look like somebody that would be a murderer. And, she was happy to have us, and she let me use the phone all these different times to call while we still were living there. But he thought that wasn't sufficient enough evidence for the jury to hear, and I thought it was. He said, but if you try to bring that forth, I'm going to make sure that she shuts it down. Why would he have you shut that down? I don't understand, but listen, you've made a ruling. There's plenty of things that I thought that needed to come out. For example, when I asked him to ask the detective, this gentleman right here, when he ran down the hallway after I was beat up on March the 27th and taken down 2 hallways, dragged out of my shoes down to the bottom of the basement inside a cell. You could hear me screaming out. Why did he leave this courtroom and run down 2 hallways? Why did he come up to my face? What did he say to me? What? He goes, I don't. And then, when I said, hey, ask him if he knows Rochelle's niece who works at the front desk at the Hamilton Police Department in the same building that he works at. I just asked him if he knows how well he knows her. He refused to do that. So there's so many things that I thought that I just wanted to put on the record. And that's all I have to say right now.
Is there anything else, Mr. Wilder?
Judge, I'm not going to respond to the allegations, because if I were to do that, I would be breaking attorney-client privilege, and I'm not going to do that at this point. I'm prepared to argue his case as best I can based on the limited discussion we've had about the case. Despite my many efforts and meetings with him, not having a lot of information about the situation that occurred has limited me, but I'll just leave it at that.
Well, one other thing. You know that on March the 27th, about near 9 a.m. 2024, I was brought in here in the afternoon, probably sometime. Most of the time I had hearings that were in the afternoon, 3:15, 1:45, times that my family didn't even know that because times weren't being logged on the computer when I was having court. So nobody could be here. I was brought up with no other inmates. I was always and woken up out of my sleep saying, hey, you got a court date today. Having hearings without me there. But I was in the jury box and I said, hey, they were wanting to have a proceeding with me while I was inside there. And I said, I protested. I said, hey, listen, I'd like to be at the desk, so that I could go on record. Because if at any time that there's been a proceeding or a hearing here, if you haven't heard my voice, then you can sure be 100% know for a fact that I wasn't there. And being that I was not allowed to come over and sit at the desk, listen, and I protested. I didn't want him as an attorney. You know that I didn't want him as an attorney. And I told you all that. I don't want him as an attorney. And for that reason, it said get him. And I had the shoes beaten off of me all the way down the hallway, down 2 hallways, down to the elevator, and this man right here gets up for some reason and comes down the hallway.
I'm going to stop you, Mr. Madden.
And ask him what he said to him.
We've talked about some of this before.
Okay.
I've got your jury is waiting, and I don't
All
want to
right,
keep them
all right.
waiting, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you,
Yes, ma'am.
if everybody's prepared to go forward, we'll go on with the closing
Yes, ma'am.
arguments, and I'll have the jury instructions modified while we're doing that and have them passed out to you before they're read to the jurors. But we will
But I
change
did
the
ask
language
for
of that.
on the record, I did ask for that preservation of that footage, of the footage when I was beat up at the jail too. So, but none of those things. Multiple times. But here we are.
And we're going to go ahead and bring in the jurors, okay? Thank you.